know what you always really do. You spread a lot of love and positivity, and there was a little bit of a kerfluffle with the Cardi B and the Megan the Stallion, the WAP thing and everything, and your
Yeah.
words were taken out of context. For you, was that something that was very painful for you? Because I know that you only like to really big up of an artist. You are very collaborative. You're always trying to figure out how you can, lend your voice to make other people greater. So what was that like when you?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah, it was, the realm of, uh, social engagement, celebrity, fame, and the formalities and everything that comes along with the territory. It's really all inclusive, and you have to have a thick skin to endure, or even to involve yourself. Or this game is just not for you. So therefore,
Mm-hmm.
things can be misconstrued and taken out of context. And blown way, way out of proportion. I definitely didn't mean anything negative because I had just got through doing Offset's album. Those are my young boys.
Right.
I'm like my little
Right.
brothers. You know what I mean? Like
Right.
we talk and they come to me for elder statesmanship and they come to me for advice.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what I mean? I have supported them and been omnipresent in their careers since it began almost. So I just got
Yeah.
through doing his album. I would never disrespect them though. They're my family. You know what I mean? But
Right.
we got to be able to govern. We've got to be able to govern somewhat what we call our own. And man, like we can't counsel each other when there are those who have the wisdom and have the position. You know what I mean? And the authority to try to have some conservation and some preservation. For what we call culture. We got to protect it. We got to protect it with the truth. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
So
Mm-hmm.
sometimes even with my positive intent, there's always going to be a negative to counterbalance. So therefore, that is the yin and the yang of life, and you just can't. That's God's divine math, and that's the way that it equals itself out. So I guess you have to anticipate it to some degree, and you have to speak selectively and be smart about the things that you address, because your opinion is your politics. And once you say it,
Right.
you got to stand up on it. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So therefore, since something I said was misunderstood and taken out of context, I was very forthright with an apology, very quick and swift, to dignify the situation.
Yeah. Did you ever hear back from them personally in regards to what was said and taken out of context, or even your apology?
Oh yeah, I definitely did. I definitely
Yeah.
did. We all talked. We all
Okay.
talked.
Good.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And they're all professionals and they've all been through it. You know what I mean? So therefore,
Yep.
they understood. You know what I mean? Like that. Oh, okay. I see how they could have went this way or this way. And unfortunately, the journalists who took that interview and they twisted that an excerpt of what my entire interview was about. It had really nothing to do with that. He was just basically asking me how has music changed from then to now, and I'm just like, well, now this, that, or the third, or whatever I said. And I was just doing a comparable, but I
Mm-hmm.
wasn't doing a judgment, at all. But you have to make just an observation in the general sense. You ask yourself, have we progressed? Have we digressed? Or are we fledgling? Are we stuck in the middle? Or
Mm-hmm.
what are we doing? Or is it just a vicious cycle of just repetitive or mundane or mediocrity or what have you? So that's just me using what my wisdom and my experience over the last 30 years. I mean, I do have something to say about these things.
Yes, you do.
Somebody asked me a general question. So that's all. I didn't mean no harm. I'll never mean no harm. But everything ain't all positive and it's not all good. So, like if you want the whole truth, you got to just be braced, man, like for somebody to oppose what your opinion is. And then we can either agree, we can either be enlightened by each other, or we can agree to disagree. And I'm all for that.